We were hearing stories about folks in the community being airlifted out to safety and not knowing who of those might be your friends, your family, or students.
As soon as the storm hit and we regrouped here on campus, we realized pretty quickly that we were one of the only places that had internet access, and we became a resource for some of our neighboring agencies. They set up a temporary shop here.
We were housing fire and rescue teams in our fire training center. We deployed our police department over to UNC Health Party to help provide security over there.
At its height, we had hundreds of people coming through a day getting food. We had people who were coming in and packing up to-go boxes to take to other family members and stuff who weren't coming to us, but who also needed food.
All of our faculty and staff that teach in our public safety programs were deployed out into these rural areas doing a search and rescue and recovery efforts.
We had 10 students that were out working with their agencies all across Western North Carolina. I had taught these students how to deal with a situation like this. We had given them the skills that they need to survive, and not only survive, but take care of their patients. But knowing that they were now out there doing this job, it was terrifying for me in this event.
We had Duke Power workers and other people who came in who were operating out of our parking lots. So we had close to 1,000 power workers who were on our campus operating in this area. And so we invited them. We were like, come over and eat with us.
So originally our first items that we had were from local distribution centers that were handing out donations. But then when our sister community colleges found out what was going on in our region, they were like, how can we help? Like, they stepped up to the plate immediately wanting to send items.
But one thing that I did see is that the community came together. That when this happened, the communications were down, people were stuck, people were stranded, there is no power. We had neighbors checking on neighbors again.
When you drive by, there's a visible site of a debris field on our campus. And that is a reminder every day that there are communities out there that are still suffering, that are still struggling, but we know that we're making progress toward recovery.
Sometimes it can seem weird to look for the silver lining in things, but I think it's brought people closer together. I think it's made us realize that, hey, in an emergency we were able to pull together and work together. If we always were thinking that way, we could be prepared for the next thing.
Who's going to rebuild Western North Carolina? Small businesses, our workforce development students, community college students and graduates were there before, during, and after the storm. We're going to rebuild Western North Carolina.